Vibranium, also known as Asifo or God's Gift, is one of the most versatile and powerful elements in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This video is going to break down everything that you may not have known about the element and its capabilities within the MCU. Or maybe you do know this stuff. Or maybe you knew it, but you forgot it, and we're helping you remember. I don't know. Either way, here's a bunch of junk about a cosmic element, so strap in. Now, before we begin the actual video, the version of Vibranium that we're discussing today is the version from the MCU and not from the comics. As with other lore videos, it's important to make this distinction because the MCU is not the main comic book 616 universe, and as most longtime comic book readers know, the MCU does take a lot of creative liberties with the source material. So just kind of keep that in mind, we're only talking about Vibranium from the films. Vibranium is not an element that is native to planet Earth. It's actually a cosmic element that crashed into the area that would become Wakanda millions of years ago. And this is pretty important to understand because when most people think of Vibranium, they think of it a lot like people think of adamantium when they discuss Wolverine's claws. They think of it as purely a metal, but Vibranium is not just a metal. It's an element that can be crafted and used for a pretty incredible amount of applications. When a massive meteorite of the element Vibranium crashed into the African continent, it had a pretty profound reaction on the surrounding area. The element itself caused the vegetation in the surrounding forests to grow faster and more densely. Various African tribes in the area battled for access to the element, and eventually the nation of Wakanda was formed, and it was surrounded by a thick and impenetrable forest. This resource is incredibly rare in the rest of the world, and strict control of the element has made even small amounts of it worth incredibly large sums of money. The element also affected a rare herb in the area that grew in the shape of a heart. This herb, when infused with Vibranium, was shown to grow purple, and when someone ingests it, they are embodied with a number of enhanced, lasting physical features. Significant enhancements to strength, speed, agility, durability, and reflexes were all shown to occur. Now, we all know that politically, this herb was reserved for the sole usage of the Black Panther, a title given to the warrior shaman king of the Wakandan Empire. Additionally, this herb, when grown with Vibranium-enriched soil, also created a rare psychotropic reaction that allowed the Black Panther to commune with the spirits of other former Black Panthers. And there's really no definitive understanding of what causes this reaction or why each person who ingests the herb sees different visions of the dead. However, the reaction is shown to exist. T'Challa sees his father and multiple other past Black Panthers, and Killmonger sees his father as he remembered him in Oakland as a child. This natural neural connection formed by Vibranium is also evidenced within the technology built into the newest Black Panther suit. T'Challa has a glowing tattoo behind his right ear that allows him, using Vibranium technology, to neurally link to his suit, which is pretty sick. Vibranium is also used in a wide variety of medical applications. When Agent Everett Ross bravely attempts to block a bullet with his spine, he ends up laying face down on the ground with a nasty case of shot in the spine. Black Panther puts a Komoyo bead into his wound, and after a quick off-screen procedure in Wakanda conducted by Shuri using Vibranium technology and medicine, his spinal injury completely heals in under 24 hours. But this advanced type of healing and strengthening ability is actually hinted at and explained during the events that take place in Age of Ultron. When Ultron's attempting to build himself a new thinner, slimmer, hotter body, he enlists the help of / brain controls Dr. Helen Chow and her synthetic cradle. The cradle technology is used to help generate synthetic tissue, but when paired with Vibranium, she, shockingly, learns that Vibranium binds to the tissue, making it significantly stronger and gives it unexplained physical properties. Now, we're told this new synthetic skin is drastically stronger than Ultron's current primarily steel body, but just how strong wouldn't be seen until we finally meet Vision, who has tremendous durability for most attacks that aren't Thanos ripping your consciousness out of your forehead level. Now, everything we've discussed so far, plus pretty much everything else in Wakanda, is either made with or enriched by Vibranium. But let's get to the part that most of you probably came here for, those sweet, sweet Vibranium weapons. Many weapons in the MCU are made out of Vibranium metal, i.e. metal that has been smithed using primarily Vibranium as the source element, and when forged into a metal, Vibranium is 1/3 the weight of steel and significantly stronger. Vibranium is often thought to be indestructible, but it's not, as we'll discuss later in the video, but Vibranium's key physical characteristic is that it's able to negate all kinetic impact. Essentially think of it as absorbing all vibration and negating the effects of kinetic energy. Except this can kind of be overloaded pretty easily, and in some cases it works perfectly. It really pretty much just depends on what the director feels like doing at the time. But in theory, it's supposed to absorb all vibration and kinetic energy. From a chronological viewpoint, the first vibranium weapon we actually see in the MCU is Captain America's shield. The shield is, pun intended, consistently tossed around as an example of how powerful vibranium can be, especially when the shield is used to block various threats like bullets, grenades, and even a right haymaker from Thanos. Ultron jokes that the most powerful substance in the galaxy, and they made a frisbee out of it. But that's America's frisbee. The shield is used as an offensive and defensive tool. Cap can throw the shield with pinpoint accuracy and cause tremendous damage, or pair it with other weapons to be even more effective. Striking the shield with Thor's hammer can create massive concussive sonic blasts, and Iron Man has even been shown to be able to combo his repulsor beams off of it for AoE damage. When thrown, the shield has an almost unnatural ability to negate wind resistance, as well as the ability to bounce off of other surfaces with minimal loss in speed and trajectory. So obviously the shield is incredibly powerful, but it doesn't really have any crazy functionality. And another example of a similar type weapon is the solid vibranium sword that Killmonger uses when he's fighting the Dora Milaje. And this doesn't really accomplish anything special, but it's a pretty cool looking sword. But as we mentioned, vibranium can be used in far more technologically advanced ways. All three of Black Panther's on-screen suits are infused with vibranium inside of them. These suits are bullet and blast proof. The original suit was fabric with vibranium weaved into the fibers that made it incredibly resistant. Similarly, the Dora Milaje also wear armor and clothing with vibranium sewn into the fibers. However, Black Panther's second array of suits are significantly more awesome. These suits use vibranium-enhanced nanites. They are, like their predecessors, immune to bullets and blasts, gunshots fly off of the suit, and there's even a scene where T'Challa jumps on a live grenade and it barely makes a scratch. Even significant falls seem to barely hurt the men wearing the suits, as they're able to jump right back up and do battle. These suits also feature retractable claws that have been shown to be able to cut through other metals like tissue paper. These claws are even shown to be able to scratch Captain America's shield. Additionally, in Black Panther's absorption suit, he's nearly completely silent, as the shoes, or as Sherry called them sneakers, remove all sound from his steps. These greatly enhance T'Challa's stealth capabilities. The absorption suit's nanites actually store kinetic energy from impacts that bullets and strikes make as well to the suit. The stored energy can then be released, creating a massive AoE attack capable of pancaking cars and enemies. Multiple additional Wakandan weapons use vibranium as the base alloy. Nakia's circular ring blades are made of vibranium, and they can be used at close or long-range distances. They're also capable of slicing through lesser materials with ease and can be thrown like Cap's shield for similar damage. The Dora Milaje, like Okoye, use battle armor and spears infused with vibranium. Shuri uses a wide variety of Wakandan tools, but her main piece of weaponry were her handheld vibranium blasters. Hell, even the White Wolf himself, the Winter Soldier, Mr. James Buchanan Barnes, comes to be in possession of an enhanced vibranium prosthetic arm after his was vaporized by Iron Man's Unibeam. Lastly, a couple of other things pop up in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show. First off is the S.H.I.E.L.D. Toolbox, which is a compact digital storage device that holds a collected database of pretty much all of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s classified files. This toolbox has a vibranium-laced outer shell and is held by the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. Secondly, we have the cabin known as the Retreat that the Hulk and Steve Rogers lived in. This is also mentioned in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and it's lined with vibranium. So obviously, vibranium is an insanely resourceful element to have. It's produced some of the most insane weapons that the MCU has seen, but vibranium is not completely indestructible. We have seen multiple vibranium items destroyed or significantly damaged in the MCU. For example, during Age of Ultron, Ultron's final body is made of vibranium and is nearly destroyed by a combination of Tony's repulsor beam, Vision's Mind Stone beam, and Thor's lightning. Captain America's shield is pierced and cracked by Thanos' helicopter sword, which the Russo brothers confirmed was more durable than vibranium and was made by Eitri the Dwarf, which means that it's almost certainly Uru metal, which we'll have a video on sometime in the future. And this is kind of interesting to note because in the final battle, Thanos throws his helicopter blade at Black Panther and his new absorbing suit is able to tank the damage. If that was his original suit, he might have been cut in half. Additionally, there are examples that show that Wakandan technology seems to be able to destroy other pieces of Wakandan technology. Sonic stabilizers in the Vibranium mines destabilizes the nanites in Black Panther's suit long enough to allow T'Challa to cut through Killmonger's Vibranium suit with the tip of another Vibranium spear. A similar action can be seen in the film with sonic frequencies from Shuri's gauntlets destabilizing Killmonger's suit earlier. We also know that Claw's arm is an old repurposed Wakandan mining tool that was capable of destroying a Vibranium car, which is the most baller car of all time, but also very destroyed now. And the final battle in Black Panther also kind of illustrates this point where it's just a bunch of different Wakandan forces all fighting each other, all hurting each other with different types of Wakandan technology. So yeah, Vibranium is pretty awesome. I'm really looking forward to seeing more applications and advancements made for more heroes within the MCU now that Wakanda has stepped out of the shadows and started to pull back the curtain to the rest of the world on their technological advancements. This has been Nick from Key Issues, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did learn a lot, please consider subscribing and following us on social media, especially Twitter, where we are most active, or join our Discord, where we have thousands of other MCU and comic book fans already at your disposal. Thanks again for watching, and remember the motto, Vibranium over everything.